The Austiners had oddly shaped feet. I have a hot mic. It's a hot mic.
I hate her.
You're live?
Take it away.
All right, welcome to Leavitt Area High School and our Buzz Media channel for our live coverage of the Belfast Lions against our Leavitt Hornets.
Deserves a clap.
This is a big game. This is the number 1 seed Belfast, undefeated, against Leavitt, who is also undefeated at the number 2 seed. This is a big deal.
Huge deal. I was talking with a lot of the girls this morning, and they were talking about how they're nervous.
It's a big game. So this is actually, historically speaking, Leavitt and Belfast have had a rivalry for, I mean, I was playing in the 2000s. I want to say probably to like 2003.
So it goes back.
It's been a while. Miss Kelly and I, we actually played with some Belfast Lions when we were Hussin Eagles. So shout out to Helen Berry.
Shout out
to Helen
Belfast
Berry,
Lions.
Kim Eastman, and Sky Ellis. Those were our teammates.
3 of them.
3. Helen P. Berry was the. She actually didn't have a middle name, so we gave her one. We called her.
You named her?
Yeah. So we've got our officials today are Tanya Clough and Cindy.
What is it?
It's a hybrid name.
You can name her too.
Everybody gets a nickname with me. Cindy Place. So this is a big one today. Anticipation's pretty high. Belfast has really taken care of business in most of their games, and Leavitt has as well. But they really only have a couple of like common games to compare. Oceanside, they've both played. Belfast won 8-1, and then Leavitt played Oceanside on homecoming 2-1. So that's pretty much the closest game we have to compare. Belfast is really taking care of business. Historically, pretty strong program. So we'll see what goes on here.
When was the last time they played each other? Do you know?
I think they play every year.
Okay, so it's not
usually.
like a...
No, it's a long drive up there. So we'll see how the long drive does for Belfast. Quick rules of field hockey for those of you who are watching that do not know. The ball cannot hit your body. That's just
Rule 1.
No. Rule number 1. You cannot, that stick is the only thing you can use. The ball also cannot go dangerously high in the air like it just did there. So generally speaking, it's knee height, but you can also do a specific pass called an aerial where the ball can go really high in the air, but it's so high that it makes it a safer thing.
Okay.
And anybody who stands behind the goalie is at their own risk. So if a ball goes high but it's behind the goalie, technically it's...
Can't do anything about it?
Yeah, you stood behind the most padded person.
All right. Well,
Here goes Maddie Morin bringing the ball up
I've
into the
heard she has
circle.
a good aerial or whatever you just said.
Yes.
Heard.
So they're going to say...
That
is that a foot?
Yes. Leaving
So the ball's coming out now.
outside.
So, yeah. Just outside here. Let's see if Leavitt can block this up on defense here. Over to number 9.
Oh.
These are Ava Markham. Bringing the ball up the field. Oh, I'm going to go through 2 windows here.
Yeah, this is
I'm between
Here, I'll
2
scoot this way.
Abby and I are going to get close in the name of field hockey. So Olivia Miller has the ball here for Leavitt. So nice hard ball there. So the players can self-start it, where they can just touch it and start dribbling on their own, or they can pass.
Okay.
Izzy Gates passing it up to Seroy. We'll pull back into the circle. So Leavitt's going to want to cut to that ball a little bit more, but pregame nerves here. It's a big game.
Yeah.
Their first really big game. Freeport was also a pretty big game. That should be a corner for Leavitt. Yep. It just kind of got in between number 13's
For
feet.
Leavitt?
Yep. So this is an offensive corner. So what this means is Belfast only gets to have 4 field players in their goalie, and then Leavitt can put as many people up there as they want to. And then there's some rules here. So the ball has to start where it is right now. Maddie's going to insert the ball. It has to leave the circle.
Oh.
And then go back in. So this hitting Izzy's feet.
Okay.
That's a mistake here. Let's see how quick they can recover. Nice
so
hard ball
that's
from
they
Belfast.
just go for it. Okay.
Yeah, and generally speaking, it can be a really quick game.
I was gonna say.
Yep. Nice pick off there by Addie Twitchell. So usually you want the ball on the right side of the field because
Okay.
that's your strong
yes.
side. Because
Yep.
you can only use one
Here's-
side of the stick.
Oh, that's
Yep.
right.
Rule
So
number
Emma-
3 that we have
Yep, rule
on
number
this
3,
one.
one side. Janika Kelly,
Emma
specialist of the
Beatty?
rules. Emma Beatty has the ball
Yep.
right now. Looks like just a little change of possession there. So, it's like any other sport. There's defense and change of possession. Pretty quick in field hockey.
Oh.
They're going to say
So,
Addie
like-
just got a little twisted up there.
Is there like
But the-
fouls or anything?
Yeah, you can there can be so they do cards, green cards, yellow cards,
Okay,
red cards,
so-
that kind of stuff. Yeah, usually they'll give them warnings about it too before they just make a call.
So a self-start right there for anyone who has not yet watched field hockey.
Yep. And the other thing is, you have to you have to give the player a couple of yards. It's called 5 yards. To let them actually start the play, because if you
That
had a
makes sense.
penalty, you got to give them a chance
Yeah.
here. But if they self-start, it kind of changes the course
Right.
of when you can attack. But if you're standing right next to them and they self-start, you got to give them a second. It's
That
kind of
makes sense.
But you can run alongside them. You just can't start putting your stick on theirs. Bringing the ball up on the left side. Belfast historically always has a strong left wing. That is a common. I believe I used to name a girl named Brooke that played left
Brooke
wing for
from
Belfast.
Belfast.
Brooke from Belfast. Shout out if you're watching.
I've heard that
There's an
number
aerial right
16
there.
Oh, that was way higher than I thought it would
Yep.
be.
Yeah, they can go up. And then the other thing is, with the aerials, you have to give space for the ball to land. Or so one
Oh, so
person,
you
if they've
can't,
kind of
like-
established, I'm taking this, kind of like in football with on
Yeah.
the kickoff, if someone kind of says it's my ball, they make it happen.
It's like safety kind of thing.
And shout out to the middle school field hockey
I
team. for
know
being
there's
here.
actually a good like.
I think it's all the seventh graders, maybe. All
That's
the seventh
good, they
graders
came
are
out
here.
to watch.
They got signs and everything.
Go all out.
I think this is going to be a really close game, really evenly matched.
So far, it seems it.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, there's good pressure on both sides. Both teams are kind of staying calm, which is important.
Yeah, that's good.
I think
Doesn't
they kinda,
look like they're
I think
nervous.
Both teams kind of know that it's important. Belfast is very big on double teams, and they always play in what we call triangles.
Third party on that one.
So a third party, if you have ever been a basketball person, think of it as a moving screen.
Okay.
That's the quickest way I can get
Okay.
someone to understand third party.
That is not allowed in field hockey.
Nope, can't moving screen. Let's see
Oh, there
here.
goes Izzy Gates.
Yep, Izzy and Olivia. And
She saved that.
Just a quick touch to keep it inbounds.
Oh,
Down
she
Little
goes.
collision there.
down she
That
goes.
can happen. Because, there's always, just like
Yeah,
in
you
soccer,
gotta-
there's a little bit of contact here and there. Field hockey, a little bit less contact than in other
Mm-hmm.
sports, but it definitely still happens. All right, I'll go
This
low.
screen is tripping me
We
out.
can take the screen out if it's a... So big ball in. The other rule is when the ball's on the inside the 25, the ball has to travel, on a free hit, it has to travel at least 5 yards before
Mm-hmm.
you can just hammer it into the circle.
Okay. Oh,
And we don't have, you have to score inside the circle. So
Oh, really?
If
So,
someone
like, the
drove the
small
ball
one?
all the way up the field, yep, so that circle where that corner was, the ball has to be touched by an offensive person before it goes in the goal. There's all kinds of rules.
ooh,
Good moves here by Katie Seroy.
good pass.
Quick
Coming up
touch
the
by Maddie,
alley.
so she should cut right onto that ball, make a pass. Ainsley Berry is a freshman. She's
was
done an
gonna
awesome
say,
job
she's
this year.
actually
She's
really good.
really stepped it up.
Oh,
Staying in control here. Nice little pass, little give and goes are kind of what those called,
Good.
So Leavitt's doing a nice job of maintaining possession. They're not just
yeah.
getting rid
they're-
of the ball for the
I feel
sake
like it's
of getting
been
rid of it.
mostly on
It's-
this side. It's good.
Yeah, yeah, and it's definitely. I think Belfast hasn't seen a team as strong as Leavitt,
Mm-hmm.
so this is definitely a good test for them. So just a little bit of a smaller passer. She was going for a pass back, but Belfast was ready for that. That was number 17, and that was Peyton Wadsworth. We have Wadsworth. We've had Wadsworth go to our school. We know that name. Sometimes you go to schools have
Yeah,
a
familiar.
whole population of names that
Yeah.
we've never even heard of. All right, so couldn't save that one.
Little bounce off of this grass
Oh,
here.
shout out to this fan getting in the game.
Get involved.
Get in the game. So they want the ball right. It's got to be right on the line.
Okay, I was like,
So if you don't really see something, sometimes you can do a pass back where you just go back, and change the field, kind of change possession. It's similar play schemes to soccer.
I was
in the
gonna
sense of
say,
how
this
you
is, like,
move
similar.
The ball, yeah.
and like the positions are pretty similar, right?
Yep, there's
Like,
forwards,
there's
mids,
forwards and-
backs. Yeah, some teams play like 2 forwards, 3 kind of midfielders, and then like a back midfielder, and then just straight backs and defenders and stuff. So
I will say soccer players do
Oh, good
good
job.
stop.
not enjoy that there's not offsides in field hockey.
Yeah, there is no offsides in field hockey. That is a big difference.
Oh,
so
really?
you could have
so
one
you can just
person-
stand. You
Yep.
just be there.
But that's also why it has to get touched by
That-
somebody in order for it to
okay,
be a
yep.
goal. Yep.
That would be what we call a cherry picker.
Yep. And then if you have a
Cherry
defender that stays all the way back, it's called a sweeper, which isn't
Oh, like-
uncommon. Like in
like a
soccer.
soccer.
Yep, you can have a sweeper. So Belfast looks like they kind of hang a couple of defenders back a little bit too. Yeah, we're kind of in a state of ping pong right now. It's
I was
going
going back and
very
forth.
back and forth right now. I
In
think
between
both,
the 25s.
Yeah, both teams I think are really really trying to. I think it's almost like they're trying to get a feel for each other in the sense of like All right, what's going to happen here? How are we going to move the ball more effectively as a team? Because
Get a feel
both
for
teams
it.
are really responding to the different styles. But I will also say the ball is on the left side, which is Belfast's strong stick side versus Leavitt's.
So would you probably try and switch it?
You want it on.
Yeah.
So there goes
Oh,
Emma,
there it
right?
goes.
It's on your strong side. It's easier to move. Emma Beattie trying to stay in charge
Okay.
here. I would think that could have been a call just because it looked like maybe the player kind of screened her, so she
Yeah.
couldn't get it. But sometimes if it doesn't really change the outcome of the play, the
They
officials
won't
try to
call
let
it,
stuff
yeah.
go. They do. So as you can see, it's been very back and forth.
That again.
That's a third party right there.
Okay.
Yep. Because sometimes you just can't get
You
out
can't-
of the way.
yeah, you
Sometimes
don't
it's
know.
just like you just put your arms up and hope that they
And you're
like
there.
recognize that you're trying to get out of the way. A little bit of a higher ball there, but seemed to be easily controlled.
What was that?
So they were saying it hit her leg.
Okay.
So yeah, sometimes you just change the feel, like you just change. So that should have been that's a call on Belfast, hit her leg, but I mean it happens so often that a lot of times you just roll with it and it's just
Keep
a part.
going.
Like the whistle is a part of the game here. Like it doesn't stop the game as much as it does in other sports, I think.
Yeah, because they just keep going. It seems
Yep,
like.
the self start is a big factor for that too.
Oh.
So the ball's coming up, looks like it hit Olivia Miller's feet, but they're going to let it go because it looked like it wasn't going to really change. If it doesn't change the outcome, they'll
And
let
then-
it go.
Yeah.
It's also like they have this now bubble around a player, so if
Oh.
there's absolutely nobody around
Big
you
breakaway
and there's that kind of
Yep.
infraction, they'll go ahead and let it play.
But you can only use
Want
one
to
side
get
of
her
your
feet
stick,
around.
right?
She's got to pass that ball into the circle. Nice big pass. So we need Leavitt people in the circle right there. That was a quick change of fields, and I don't think Leavitt was actually ready.
Ready
I don't
for
think.
that.
I think they were like, "Oh, we better get ready." I think Leavitt might have a little bit of a
That's a good
defensive.
cross.
That's a nice cross. A
Oh,
little bit of a
hit
high
her.
ball, but it was tipped by Belfast, so they're going to say that this is a Leavitt corner. And Leavitt's got to really shift their mind right here from that defensive. Just don't let them get in. They've got to think, no, we're going to score.
We're going to
here.
get it here.
So corners are one of your best ways to score in field hockey.
Oh,
Pretty
so
much.
does the defense have to, like.
They have to go behind the 50-yard line, and they can't go until the ball is in play. So usually you either have a pass play or a direct shot. I would do a direct shot. Emma Beattie with a big swing here. That's what you want to see. But Belfast here on the clear. So then now
now
Leavitt's
they're
got to
gonna
get
get her.
back, right? Because
Gotta get her.
sometimes teams will hang some people back.
Yeah, I
in.
was going to say.
But you want to get back.
What
and
did you
play
call
defense.
that? Cherry picking?
Yeah, like a
That's what I yes.
yeah. Looks like they're starting to get tripped up around each other. Addie Walker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, looks
Sophomore?
like she is a sophomore. They're just kind of trying to get people, hey, we're playing here. We want to play our way. Looks like there's a middle school cross-country meet maybe.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, when they have those meets, usually they have quite a few schools show up. So let's see what they're going to call here. Looks like it seems like both teams are kind of just like on like a hamster wheel right now. I want to see some change here. But because of the way that they do periods now or quarters, instead of two halves, it really gives teams a chance to
Oh,
really
they do
talk
that.
a little bit more without having to call timeouts.
Yeah.
That started during COVID because they had to wear
Oh,
they
the mask break
They
time.
needed to get more breaks. Big ball there. Let's see what happens. So it looks like Addie Walker's playing up a little bit more
Oh.
right now.
Can you, use your stick as,
It's
Not
meant to be just
pushing,
for the
but-
ball. It's
yeah.
meant to be just for the ball. It looks like
Okay.
the refs, the way that they're blowing their whistle, they're trying to make they want some opinions to be known out there for people. Let me take this screen out.
Corner for Belfast.
A corner for Belfast. I'm taking out a screen, people. I'm really sorry. My play-by-play is delayed while I take out a screen so I can look out the window. Tech assistant Ashley, thank you. All right, so looks like they're going to do a direct shot, hard ball, and it's
And
going to
it's
go
out.
out. So it's going to be, it looks like it's coming out. Or are they going to say it's a long hit? Which a long hit?
a long hit.
Yeah, a long hit. So they used to actually have it on the sideline, but now it goes up to the 25.
Mm-hmm.
And so the ball does have to move 5 yards. So you can see this player, she's making a move because if you don't, it doesn't count. Hi. Hello, girls. We'll do this for your games when you're older. All right, so
For any of you who are
There's a
wondering
corner.
what's
Another
going on, Labrie is talking to some of the 7th graders, we believe, from Tripp
Tigers.
Middle School.
So we got another corner coming up right now. This is gonna be a big deal. These are your best chances to score. So let's see. Looks like they're gonna do a pass play here. Try and draw out the
Try to
defense.
stop her.
A little pick off there
That's
by
good.
is that Addie Walker?
Um,
29, I believe it is.
yep.
So Emily Poland
Oh,
with
she
the
can kick
save. Yep. Oh yeah, the goalie's allowed to use her
Okay,
feet, but
I
not
was like-
outside the circle.
All
So
right.
it's coming out. So this was a big stop by Leavitt. You don't know, Emily Poland is a former soccer player that is now a goalie. She's
Doing really well, right?
Yeah, she's really taken off. I think she only had 1 or 2 goals scored on her all season.
It's really impressive.
Addie Walker, or that's Emma Beattie moving the ball up the field. And she's going to gain control over that. So things are starting to move here. Game's starting to pick up. Which usually, takes a few
Get a
minutes
feel
to get
for each
going.
other and
Let's see what
there's a
they can
shot.
do here. That should either be, that should be a shot or a corner there. Yep. So if number 11, which she played it right, which is Laura Carpenter, if she had, it went through her feet, and like that's not to her own fault. It's just
Yeah,
sometimes
she
you
can't really
get
do
out of the
anything
way.
about
So
that.
she's trying to get out of the way, but there's only so much you can do. So because Ainsley Berry couldn't get possession of the ball because of that, this is why there's a corner.
Okay.
So let's see what they do here.
Get in there.
Double pass.
Oh, good.
Yep, good stick work there by number 7. Is that number 7?
I can't tell.
If
Yep,
it is,
7.
it's Jocelyn Valou.
Jocelyn.
And they're going to say, this is Leavitt's ball here. Let's see what they can do with it. Quick passing, staying low. Big thing in field hockey, you have to stay low. If you can't stay
I
low,
was
it's not
gonna. It
gonna
kind of
happen.
looks like it would hurt your back.
If you are playing incorrectly, it does hurt your back. So it's a
It
lot of
looks like it.
quads, a lot of
Quads for
glutes.
days.
A lot of quads, a lot of glutes. Whole lower body. Olivia Miller just got a little behind on that pass. But that's okay. So let's see. And they're going to say that number 9 just had trouble with control of the ball, which it totally happens.
Yeah, I
It's-
was gonna
it's
say.
Ava Markham, there's nothing you can do about that. I support you.
We're here for you.
Yep. So that went out on Izzy Gates, but that's all right. Again, it's such a fast-paced game that you have to have a short
They
memory
reset
about
so
this stuff.
fast.
Yeah, and this is a game where both teams have the intensity.
Oh,
So it's a double team by Katie on Katie Searoy right there. So that was number 10, Allison Friel. Trying to get the names down.
I know.
Actually paying
Memorize the other
attention.
team.
Yeah, it takes me a minute. So Jada Beattie,
Oh,
she
so she
should
can
start
just
quick.
start.
Start quick. Yep, that's the self-start.
I like that.
That was a third party right there. So what happened was number 7, she stood up because she knew she wasn't going to make the move there. But, so that's our first period. So I think it took a few minutes
to get them going, but
get
they got going.
But the last 2 minutes right there, that's what I'm expecting this whole
The
game
rest
to
of the
look like.
game to
That's
pick up
what I'm
intensity.
expecting. I think it's going to be, if they can come back out, because, you take a break and sometimes it takes a minute to get started. If they continue like that, this is going to be a really, really awesome game.
I think, it's going to turn out and
Yep, and I think
Good.
Belfast just went, okay.
Gotta
this is
wake
the
up a little bit.
This is the best team we've played so far, I would say. And then for Leavitt, I think they are who we thought they were.
showing
and I don't
themselves.
Think, and I'm not saying that Belfast didn't give credit
Right.
to Leavitt. I just think, they've really handled all of the teams that they've played so far this year. So it really hasn't been, they haven't had to really, they can just kind of, show up, play. Leavitt kind of the same thing. Leavitt at least had Freeport this week, which was a
Right,
closer
was
game.
good.
And so I think Belfast is like, yep, this is our first
have
challenge.
to adjust.
Let's do it.
Have to adjust to them. Yep.
Yep. So we'll see. I mean, long history.
Let's see who
between
gets
these
it.
teams. Helen Berry, if you're in the chat, I should text her. I should just text Helen that we're doing this.
Helen P. Berry.
Helen P.
Join-
Berry, I would love
join
to
Buzz
give you
Media.
all of the support in the world. If you are watching the game, please say hello in the chat. I'm pretty sure my grandmother's watching.
Aw.
Hey, Gram. Hope it's going well in Tennessee.
The one that lives near me? Oh, Tennessee.
No, that's my husband's aunt.
Oh.
That's Aunt Donna. Yep.
Well, if Aunt Donna's in the chat.
Aunt Donna, if you are at 242 Lake Street and you want to say hey. Right? That's it. Isn't that what the number is?
I have no idea. All I know is my dad's always like, I saw Miss LeBrie.
Yep.
And I was like, oh. He's like, not that one.
I believe she's Donna Crawford. I think.
Is she? I
Yeah,
don't-
she's a Crawford. That's
Oh.
her mate. That's her OG name, Crawford.
Okay. I don't know. My dog is friends with with Aunt Donna.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Donna doesn't have any pets, but she does like them. She likes our dog.
Oh,
She used to
really?
take she took Walter for a walk one time. So for other context,
she is
Abby
a
Simpson
very
and I
nice
used to live 2
lady.
houses down from each other, and now I moved 1 street over.
I was
so
gonna
now
say,
we're just like
you're
7
still-
houses apart, just on 1 street over. So
You
we're the Auburn
you moved
commuters.
up the street.
I did. I technically moved up, and I went
Easiest moving ever.
Up and over.
I literally moved a geographic mile.
Like,
All right, second quarter. Is it periods or quarters? Who knows? I mean, technically either one would be acceptable. What do you think, Ashley? Periods or quarters?
Technically, it's a quarter. If
I
there's
feel like it's a
four.
quarter.
If it's a
Yeah.
period.
But I feel
typically
like
they
some
go.
people say periods. You know?
The all-encompassing.
All right, let's see how Leavitt starts this, because this is big.
They don't switch the sides, right?
After 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see how Leavitt does here. Big ball in from Emma Beatty,
Oh,
hopefully.
hold-
Yep, and that looked like it went
I
off a
thought that
foot.
went in.
It went off of number 11's foot, and Laura Carpenter. I'm sorry. It feels like I'm only saying when it like a foul goes against Belfast. I'm really sorry. I'm working on your names. I
So
promise.
corner right now, right?
This is a corner, so it went off her foot, and if the defense has an obstruction or like a foul in their defensive circle, it's a corner. Yep. So let's see. This is exactly what Leavitt wants. You want to start with an opportunity to score. That is what you want. Oh,
Oh, oh, oh.
boop, boop, boop.
It's all right.
Oh, little hard pass
holy.
there. Yep, and let's just reset.
We're
Oh,
gonna forget about that one. 6
good.
seconds.
Yep. Little
Memory.
bloop, 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 erase. Are there sound effects, right? Isn't that what those little buttons are
Maybe.
for?
I don't
Should
know.
we test
but
it?
Yeah, push one. What color? This one? Yeah, do it. I have no idea. I didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear anything either.
No.
Oh.
The sirens.
Oh, sirens. Maybe for a foul, we go.
Yep. Well, now we have some sound
Oh.
support. So they're going to call this another. I'm wondering. Okay, Leavitt regained possession of it.
Oh,
so
that's a
where
good
the ref let
inside
the
Katie.
ball go. But then what happened there for Jada Beatty is she kind of spun around. You can't just like put your butt
You
in
can't
front of
just
something.
turn.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
if you're moving the ball when you do it. Oh, another fan in the game. Call it good. What's your involvement in this game?
Yeah, what have you been doing
I've
today?
collected 2 out of bounds.
Oh, jeez, that looked like it hurt.
Sometimes it
getting
can.
hit, yeah, getting hit by a
It's
field hockey
not-
ball. That
it
was a
doesn't
nice
feel well
choice
at
by
all.
Ainsley Berry. She didn't have a forward path, so she knew
turned
she
it
was going to
around?
have some people right there. So that was a nice choice. And sometimes going backwards, I know sometimes people think, well, you're going further away, but it sometimes helps you gain control.
Open up
And
some
Emma
space.
Beatty, Emma Beatty going into space, that is one of her strengths. And I think they're going to
goodness.
say, I think there's a conversation here.
Oh, they talk about it?
Oh, they're going
Oh.
to talk. It looks
Pulling
like
out a
Brianna
yellow.
Shorey is getting a yellow
She just
card.
got a card.
And
And-
it's also hard because a lot of times you want to lean, so they put their shoulders up against each other, and then what happens is if there's a little bit give and take, then that's one thing. But
Anybody wondering why she is also exiting the field? I think for a yellow, you get a
Or
certain
she's
amount
sitting
of
in the.
yeah, it's 5, I
a
think.
penalty,
it
and
3
then
or 5?
I'm fairly certain it's 5.
Yeah.
But again,
So they're short a
not-
player right now. So Leavitt.
Oh, they
has
can't even
to
put one in?
No, Leavitt has to capitalize here. They're down.
Take
a player.
advantage of that.
I mean, obviously, if Belfast is just going to pull another person back from offense onto defense in this case,
Mm-hmm.
but this is big. This is a big deal, and they're being
And
pretty
now we're
physical
getting
with.
it?
They're being physical with Emma Beatty because she is so tall and she has a really strong shot. So they're. I mean, I would probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, like
they're calling that high on the insert.
yep, a high ball into the circle above the knees, general. So this is an aerial pass, right? So it's to space, right? So it's a safe ball. Obviously, if everyone crashes that space, that's no longer a safe thing. So then they would call it.
But they're letting it play.
Yep. Let's see.
Attack
so this is
that.
where Leavitt's got to get up. You
Yeah,
gotta
they
up
gotta
there.
get
You
in
gotta
there.
Put that pressure on. I want to see.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Izzy Gates
Come on,
needs to
Maddie.
get out there. She needs to be ready for a rebound. So we've got
Corner?
another. Yep, this is a corner. So Leavitt's putting on the pressure, but if I'm Coach Marston, I want those girls I want
Attacking.
Belfast to feel that pressure. So like Izzy Gates, she started to move. I would want her there sooner because that rebound, that should be her ball. So a corner here, a little bit of a high pass there.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it just didn't go the way they wanted
Yeah,
it to. That's okay.
We're just moving on from that one.
You're like, if I'm Leavitt, I'm just saying,
It's
all right,
okay.
what's next?
They're going quick.
Yep, they are moving quick. Belfast, I think, is feeling like, okay, they've been
Picking
on
up the
defense.
pace.
They've been on defense for a while.
Yeah. It's been on this side of the field.
Yep. They're going to call that as an obstruction on Leavitt, which, again,
That
these
was a
things... they're based, and then sometimes when you want to do that quick start, if the ball isn't where the foul actually happened, they'll give you a certain window to work with, but that was too far. What's up? A yellow card is basically it's the same as like soccer, or like it's not quite an unsportsmanlike in other sports, or like a foul in basketball. So basically, that player had already been spoken to about some physicality that she was using. So it's a way to kind of track some penalties. So her penalty has ended, but if she gets another yellow, then
It's a red, right?
she'll
She's
be
out.
booted. Yep, and then she's out for the game. And then I think it's a 5-minute penalty, and then they can add another player
That
back
seemed
in.
more
But
like a
sometimes-
2-minute to me.
Yeah, that was fast.
Well, they can do 2-minute. I think there's degrees to it, because you can also get a green, which is like the formal warning. But basically, think of it as like a penalty, just like in other sports, except at that point it's beyond them just changing possession for, in that case, Leavitt.
that makes.
So let's see, they're going to have to bring that ball back a little bit from where the foul happened, but this is where Leavitt's got to capitalize.
Step up.
Belfast they've been on defense for a little bit, but they're handling that pressure well, which is if you're the coach, which is, it is Jan Jackson. Okay.
The Belfast coach?
Yep, she's like, that's what she wants. I honestly believe that this is Coach Alan Holmes' daughter, my memory serves me right, because Alan Holmes coached them for a really long time, and I believe this is his daughter. But
Oh.
if I am wrong, I am sorry.
Sorry, Alan.
Oh, Alan Holmes, OG.
Get on that.
Oh, hey, Graham.
Oh, who is that? Is that Jada Beatty?
Jada Beatty's bringing
Just
it up
had a
right
little-
now. Yep, good move there.
Oh, let's
So
see.
it's
Let's
a
see what
very
she can
nice
do.
touch. She should get a
Keep
call.
it in.
Yeah, they're going to say that it's going to be a Belfast ball. Ainsley Berry, though, if she's going to make those moves happen, this is going to get tough for Belfast
Yeah, I was gonna
real
say.
quick. It's kind of one of those, like, you probably didn't play video games or anything like that.
No.
But, like, when a player gets hot, sometimes they, like,
They
show
just
them
stay
getting
hot.
and then they
Yeah.
it's almost like a rainbow star in
Is there like a
Mario
fire
Kart?
effect?
yeah, in Mario Kart, you get the superstar where you start to go faster and you can, like, run through everything
Yep.
without any
Oh,
penalty.
she's still.
Yeah. So if
Wow.
some of those players
Reverse
can get
sweeps
hot,
sometimes can get away
reverse
from
sweeps,
you.
yeah, they're cool. They look cool. They're the best to shoot on goal with. Those are real fancy. Coaches don't always like them because they're like, just get your feet around.
Yeah.
But you know,
Oops.
and Abby will be leaving
I
us
was
in a
gonna
little bit.
say.
She does have to go to work. She pulled double duty here.
I'll be
Ooh,
on the
that's a
Buzz
nice
Media.
touch. That was a nice touch by Belfast to regain control. That was really nice. That was
Ooh,
number
good
10.
Olivia.
Number 10, Allison Friel. Nice job.
Ooh,
Shout out.
get on that,
this
Izzy.
Yeah, this is a good game. I am hyped about this. I'm glad I'm here. Thank you to my mother-in-law for picking up my kids.
Woo!
Whoa, this is exciting.
What was that?
So that was a reverse sweep by Katie Seroy, but it wasn't too high. It put it on cage. That was exciting. This is the
That
type-
looks cool.
This, yeah, feel like you can do. There's some trick shots. Real fancy stuff can happen.
Dude, perfect right here.
Let's see here. So Belfast is always known for those give and go passes. Really nice, quick, controlled passes where you cut onto the ball. So let's see what happens here because they're going to say that it's now Belfast. I mean, Belfast is, hey, they're knocking on the door here. Let's see what they can do with it, which based on their goals scored this year,
Ooh.
they've done a lot. So this is where Leavitt needs to double team. So she's got to go 5 yards with the ball before she hits it. So at this point, yep, that's a good touch there by Maddie Morin.
Keep it going. Keep it
Yep,
going.
just get to space,
Beat her.
draw those calls.
Yup.
Nice job. Yep, and then at this
Good
point, she
turn.
should
Pass
have an
back.
option, right?
Ooh.
And
So
it's-
there's Katie. We want the ball. Keep going to the right. You always want it on your right. Oh,
Oh,
back to the right.
that's okay. Find
She
someone.
plays on the left, which is what she knows. So that's a nice ball into the
Oh.
circle here, but got to cut to the ball. You can tell teams are getting tired. Oh, nice save by Izzy. But number 9.
And Olivia's there.
Ava
Yep.
Markham, she also saved it. That was a good double effort, even though they're on the opposite team. So this is
a good
Addie.
touch, good
Addie
movement.
Twitchell moving the ball
Oh,
up.
she's fast.
She's got a really good aerial. A strong history of Twitchells in the field hockey world at our school. All right, so this is where you want to see sticks down, getting ready to cut off those passes. They're going to say it's a Leavitt ball. So if you're Belfast, you're thinking picking up these Leavitt players as they're coming in. Nice
Ooh, good
ball.
pass. Get on.
But I want to see Leavitt's got to cut to the ball inside this 25 right here. It feels like they're waiting
Get it
for
in.
Belfast to get it and responding. I want to see them cut to that ball and make that touch because they're ready. And you got
I
to
think
keep
you
the
should
ball
get on
on
the
your
coaching
stick.
staff.
I am a retired coach. I did coach here for a while.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
I did coach field hockey here for a long time, and then I had Violet. Shout out to Violet.
Shout out Violet.
Hey, Violet. She's 5. All right, so this is, you can tell this is a game where it's going to be one touch, one little thing that's going to be the difference, I think. Oh, yeah, you can tell teams are getting tired. They still have 6 minutes, so let's see what the next 6 minutes hold. Sorry, there's a breeze. I'm sticking my head out the window. Okay, good control there
Liz.
by Izzy. So you want to see Katie cut onto that ball. Number 12 for Belfast.
Ooh,
Nope.
Belfast.
Is there? Oh, Callie Knight. There we go. They're not in numerical order, so it really messes
they're
with
not.
my mind.
What are
No,
they?
They're not. They probably did it by. I don't know.
What is it?
I don't know if it's alphabetical. That's what it is.
Oh yeah,
But,
last name.
I don't know their names, so I would love
Challenge.
numbers.
It's a challenge.
Future self, get numbers. Oh, sorry.
I'm surprised that didn't get called against Leavitt.
You can tell Leavitt's getting tired, but I would argue that Belfast is too.
Yeah,
when you
goes
play a
both
more, When you
ways.
play a more intense game, you have to hit
Ariel
that
coming
other
through?
level.
Whoa.
I always think
I
that in
like
my head
those.
every time I see them.
Oh, run through it.
Yeah, there we go. Jada Beatty. This could be a big game for Jada. Had her in class today.
Did she talk about the game at all?
She put it in her daily check-in. Yeah, we're talking about stress today, so hopefully.
Oh, good.
You know what? Oh, nice pullback. There.
Maybe
That girl's got
she
some
has some
handles.
strategies going right
She's
now.
got some handles. So what
Get on
number
that.
is this?
Yep.
16. Brianna
Oh,
Shorey
yes.
with the handles.
They were talking about her.
She's got handles.
Yep.
There's always a girl from Belfast with great handles. Brittany
Ooh, hit her foot.
Cunningham and maybe Callie something from Belfast always had good handles.
You've got a good memory.
I do.
That's.
And they're going to say there's a Belfast ball here. So let's see, there's the self-start, the quick start. So what I would want to see is I want to see Izzy pressure the ball, and then I would almost want Olivia Miller to have her body out of bounds because then she could receive that ball and be ready to move.
Can't you like put it on the ground?
As long as the ball is in play. That's called a block tackle. But yeah, as long as the ball is in play, you're good. Like your whole body can
I'm
be out of
learning a
bounds.
lot today.
You're gonna be, you know what?
I'm gonna be a field hockey.
Connoisseur.
I was gonna say guru, but that works too.
She's going to start play-by-play, like, on the sideline after this.
Wow, she hit that down. Jada Beatty again. What do you think?
This could be. I mean, Jada Beatty
Yes,
could be a big
Jada.
difference
Oh,
in this
foot.
game. That's that happens. It's fine.
I feel like that's hard to
the Beatties
control.
play on the same side, so you got sisters on the same side. I played field hockey with my sister, and if I screwed up because I was the younger one, she would yell at me.
You would hear it.
Yeah, because the Beatties eat lunch in my room, and they talk about how they yell at each other.
Car ride home is not fun.
Yeah, I could see
Oh.
that. Oh, little slipperoo. So they're going to call a corner here. So, I mean, these are those moments. Sometimes they're really hard to come by.
They just
You know,
pop up.
it's a big
So
moment here.
this girl down here is a sweeper, right?
Yep, so they
Okay,
keep a sweeper.
so-
Yep. Yep. Very common for teams to do. All right, let's see what they're going to do here. So they're going to insert from the other side. It was definitely going to be some kind of pass play here, obviously.
Nice.
Oh, nice play there. Was that Addie Walker? Emily
Ooh,
pulling
that
with
scared
the
me.
footwork. Oh, they're going to call a stroke.
Ooh. I don't...
What's
This
that?
is the second
Oops,
game
sorry.
I've seen a stroke called. So Belfast is going to get to take a stroke here. Or are they going to call a corner? What's their choice here?
Wait, so what's happening?
This is a penalty stroke. So either there was something beyond a corner in terms of physicality, or sometimes if there's a goalie interference. So this is like a one-on-one shot here.
Well, this is.
So you've got...
don't mind my
She's
wobbliness.
trying
I'm
to get up
trying
there
to get
so you
a...
can see it. So the whistle goes. Yeah.
It's
so
coming back down. It might
it's
be a
meant to
little
be
rough.
it's definitely an advantage for the player. I can't tell which player scored that. I think it was 13. And if I'm wrong, so that would be Hallie Tarbucks. So if she didn't score it, really sorry. It looked like her number, and then, you know, but if you know, I think it was her. I'm
Pretty sure it was her.
So that's the point of those penalty shots. Like, it's definitely an advantage.
Right.
It's called a stroke, penalty stroke.
So something pretty bad must have had to.
Sometimes if the goalie, like, if the ball goes out of bounds at the goal off of the goalie, and it wasn't like if it looks like they hit the ball out of bounds. I
That'll
actually
call it.
had to play goalie one time, and I did hit the ball out of bounds, and they definitely called the penalty stroke on me, but I did stop it.
Well, that's all that matters, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I don't see an end to this, so I just smacked it out of bounds with my pancake.
There you go.
The big flat thing's called a pancake.
So they did just confirm that was, in fact, a goal.
Oh, yep, to double check it, yep. Well, because there's also the rules. The ball has to stay on, there's a very faint, like a mark. Is it 7 yards out from the cage? I think it's 7. think it's
No, I'm
7.
not gonna lie, I cannot remember back that far.
And so the ball has to stay
Stay
on
on-
that
ooh.
line, and the ball must stay in contact with
Your
the
stick
stick.
throughout.
You cannot lose contact of it at any moment.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's why there's a lot of rules to it. So when you score them, the big thing is making sure. So this is a big moment for Leavitt here because Belfast now has a goal.
They
It
need
has
to
been
keep-
so back and forth. Leavitt generally had been in charge here. That goal is a big moment. How this team is going to respond to being scored on a penalty stroke. Big deal
Tells
here.
a lot of the rest of
This
the
is
game.
going to be a big deal here.
Next 2 minutes is gonna.
Yeah,
be
this is a big response
defining.
time. Leavitt really needs to push it. They really need to
Jeez.
show that, like, you know what, you
You
scored
can
on a
get it.
penalty stroke, not because penalty strokes are totally different.
Yeah, that seems like, I don't know.
Kind of a wide pass, but it wasn't quite to anybody. But that also happens. I mean, you think pass to your sideline,
you
pass to
can't
your
really-
strong side, like that made sense to me as a pass, but that means there's probably a breakdown in communication. That's a nice pass.
Oh, that's
by
a good
Ainsley Berry
pass.
to Jada Beatty. So now Levitt's
Take
got
it
to go.
up.
Levitt's got to go.
Go with it.
Nice passing here. So Belfast now, I think they kind of recognize that they're tired. They're spreading the ball
Yeah,
here. They
they
want to
are.
go
They're
in.
doing a good job.
Belfast wants to go into this half with that lead. Obviously, like who wouldn't, right? Mm-hmm. Don't give Leavitt that chance. And like
You're gonna capitalize
on those,
off
if
it.
there's a whistle, they're going to take their time
Oh,
on it,
good.
right? Emma Beatty with a nice stop there. So this is where you want to see reaching for the ball, getting kind of tired. They're going to call a corner, I believe. So this is, or is it just outside? It looks like it's.
I thought that was
just
outside.
Just outside.
Oh,
but
so
the
they
ball's
bring
got to
it-
go 5 yards.
Ooh, get it out of there.
So these tips, got to stay low, stay in control. Big thing is a lot of times when teams get tired, they'll start reaching for it with their reverse stick.
Either that or they go ahead and they decide that they're tired, so they stop right in front of an opponent, and that turns into a third party.
Yeah. When you get tired, the fundamentals obviously
Go.
they almost matter more, but they're harder to do when your body is tired because feel like it's so much about playing low and staying in
Yeah,
control
I
of
don't
your
know if
body.
I could play this.
That direct shot was a little high. Nice stop by Emily Poland. Clear by Addie Twitchell. Belfast with the rebound. They're going to call another corner here. So even though the time is expiring,
They're
the
still just
corner
gonna
was
go.
called, so they're going to play it out.
So even if it runs, they just keep going.
Yep, so the time will expire. They'll play the corner out once it ends. So look at this. So now the sweeper, everybody's up, right? Because they're not
'Cause the
worried.
time's
Because once
whatever.
it leaves the circle and Leavitt has possession. So if there's anything that changes the corner here, if like it hits their foot, a big stop by Leavitt, or a clear, then they're going to call it. So that's a goal there going into the half. Looks like that was number 16 with the hard shot there.
Yep.
So that
Shory? Is
was
it Shory?
Yep, Brianna Shorey. And she's a
Alright.
junior. Yep. So that's exactly what Leavitt doesn't want to happen. Going
Gotta
into
go into it and get it back.
Yep. So now that's 2-0. Leavitt,
they-
and that's a big thing. Leavitt was in charge there for a little bit, and that penalty stroke.
They lost it right at
It
the
was
end.
that moment. This is one of those games where those little tiny moments make the biggest difference.
And I have to go.
Okay, Abby.
So
Ashley Robert is going to
thank you for letting me join.
Hey, thanks
Here's
for being here
Ashley.
and learning about the great game of field
Yeah,
hockey.
very complicated. Way harder than I thought it would be.
A lot of intricacies.
Yeah. Here's Ashley. Bye guys.
Bye, Abby. Have fun at work.
She works at Aroma Joe's. Go see her if you're out.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
What? 4. So we're at halftime right now. So this is where they get a little bit of an extended break. It's a 10-minute break. Big things. So you've been watching,
I have.
Ashley. What have you noticed?
It's a lot of whistles.
There are a lot of whistles, but part of it's because it literally can't touch your body, right?
Yeah, that's a little bit difficult.
Yeah. Anything else?
The only thing that you can balance that ball on is that.
Stick. That one flat side.
What is the deal with like the curve side? How do you use that side?
You don't.
At all?
You're
No.
not allowed to. It's against the rules.
So you just like
It's
twist
against
it
the
upside
rules.
down?
Yes, you flip it. So like it's this side, right? So I'll make them with my hand, right? So if I'm using the ball, right, and I want to go a different direction, I just turn my stick over and use it that way.
You can only use the palm side.
Yep, only the flatsies. No
You're
rounds
putting a high five to the ball.
at all times. Oops, I forgot I was going to pick up my groceries at 3. Sorry, Walmart. This moment is brought to you by Walmart. Sorry, I'm not picking up my groceries on time.
Did they text you?
Yeah. Well, if you are, what's going on in the chat, Emma? Emma, our chat assistant, anything going on in there?
There was a confirmation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Megan Williams. Oh, thanks, Summer. Hey, hope you had a great class today. Bye, Graham. See you soon. Yeah. If you are in the chat and you're from Belfast, if you know Helen Berry, a.k.a. now Helen Skinner, just, give me a thumbs up, because Helen is arguably one of the best defenders Belfast has ever had. She had the most incredible handles. She was so good. All the Berries, actually. Ann Berry, Sarah Berry, Ruth Berry. They all played field hockey, all
I
of them.
just didn't enjoy, as much as I used it, to my advantage, pairing up with her defensively,
Helen, yeah.
once I went midfield. No thanks. She just
Helen-
makes you feel very inferior.
It looked like she had a magnet, on the stick in the ball, or a vacuum. It never left her stick. She could just walk up the field and just she was so good. We played at Husson together. So, yeah. But yeah,
Where did you play?
I was a left back. So I played defense, but I did offensive corners because I hit the ball pretty hard. As our JV field hockey team saw.
That was very true. I played center back, left back, and then my senior year, they moved me to mid.
Yep.
Did you not like mid?
She had to
It was a
run.
lot of running.
Yep.
I was our pace setter, which was not
Yep. And
something
then
that I was ready for at first.
I always had to run back from the 50 because Helen was like, I'm not running back from the 50. So then I was like, I'll do it, Helen.
I was
So-
also our flyer, so on
Yeah,
the
that's the
first
one that
person that
takes a
runs out
direct
from corners,
Sounds like you had a fun job.
It's a
I
fun
kept all
sport.
my teeth.
Yeah, we didn't wear masks like they do now. We didn't wear goggles either.
Did you get hit in the face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Actually, a girl from Belfast, Sky Ellis, she had an orbital blowout. She got a goalie cleared a ball right into her eye. It her one pupil is actually dilated more than the other still. Yeah, she was out for a while. That was our freshman year. My freshman year, yeah. Me and Sky.
How many people got concussions in this game?
I'm sure there's a lot. I gave a goalie a concussion one time, too. Oh, we have a sad child somewhere around us. I'm so sorry.
Down there.
If only we could console them. We don't know exactly where they are or what ails them, but they're on the move now. Oh yeah,
There's
that
like
was
3
true.
dogs.
Last time we did a Buzz Media game,
There are
We
dogs that are
had-
allowed to come here?
I don't think they were,
No.
but we weren't saying anything except for how wonderful they were.
There were 3 of them.
Yeah, and then one of them wanted to form an alliance with the other dogs, but the oldest dog was like, "I'm just here, and I am glory." It was a golden, and it was like, "I'm just gonna take in everything."
Let
and
me
it
soak
was-
in the sun?
It's
then
Nola and Brooke.
Oh my gosh, hello. We have lots of there are actually a lot of people here for this game, which is really exciting. The football team usually comes over and cheers for a little bit. We got the Boutaw sisters right here. We already mentioned that the Trip Tiger Field Hockey program is here.
With their signs and
We got some
everything.
Belfast parents here. That's a long drive. If you are a Belfast parent, shout out.
Like
That is a
props.
drive. My mom sometimes would say, "I love you, but I'm not driving from Turner to Belfast." Love you, mean it. See you when you get home.
Bye.
Get a ride from someone else. We do have somebody in uniform here, so we have two. We have two police.
I was going to say Officer
Personnel.
Ham is down there somewhere.
Ham is here. Got a lot of Leavitt here, which is nice. You know, it's a big game, and people usually show up. We show up and show out for our community when they let us. If it's known, people show up. Got a good snack shack too. Here's
Not gonna
Kira
lie.
Bean, number 37, hustling over. Have her in class. There is a good snack shack. I think there's mac and cheese down there.
What?
That sounds pretty good
I have a
right
dollar
now.
in my pocket. That's all I got.
I have cash. I never have cash. Usually she's the one
Oh, wait.
giving me money.
I think that's a. I'm
She
not
is very
supposed to
much
sing
the adult in
songs,
this
right?
relationship.
Is that a copyright?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so if you are the Belfast coach, what are you saying, Ashley?
Keep doing what you're doing. Obviously, they're winning. You know?
But I mean, if you think about it, it was really the last 3 minutes that they gained control. So what do you think?
They have to keep up their intensity, obviously. They can't just slack back now.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, if I'm the Belfast coach, if you base it off of all but the last 2 minutes, Leavitt was pretty in charge there. And honestly, I mean, some teams are fine with that. Like, it's almost like a fault. Like, hey, you know what? Like,
Let
you
them
guys,
work.
yeah, you do what you're going to do. We'll just contain you and keep you from scoring. And then when they get their chance to capitalize, that definitely could be what happened. Obviously, we're not over there, so we don't know. But I mean, obviously, I don't think they've had a team that that has challenged them for control yet this year. So for them, it's like we need to regain control. We need to show that maybe, and they might be a second half team.
Especially after a long drive like that.
That is a long drive. That is a long drive. I mean, they probably got dismissed at like 12 o'clock
Probably.
for a 3:30 game too.
Yeah.
How far
So-
away are they?
It's like past Rockland. It's up there. Yeah, your face said, what? Yes, that is correct. It is far. And if I'm Leavitt, I'm talking about like, you have to go out there like it's 0-0. Because, yeah, but like, you can't. Like, as much as you want to say, start 0-0, you really can't.
They
But
got to
I would-
capitalize on opportunities that are presented to them.
And like, if I'm them, like, I want my offense in the circle. I want those girls in the circle. Leavitt has scored a ton of goals this year. So has Belfast. But like, if I'm Leavitt, I'm saying get in the circle, get hungry, and go get the goal. Like, they've had some shots on goal. They've been, and like Katie Seroy, she's quick. She should use like, like, even if like she's not even gaining possession, like I would flood my offense into that circle. Because at this point, you have nothing to lose. You got two. You've got two that you need to score. If you start crashing and causing some chaos, that's a goal that you could make happen. That mac and cheese does look good. I just saw Parkin with some. William Parkin, everybody. Strength and conditioning coach.
I may or may not drop my money to
Somebody.
somebody.
Well,
Give
you
it
can
to
go.
Emma.
You can take your headset off. Oh, you climbed up. You're kind of perched. Is that good mac and cheese? It looks good. It's a beady mac and cheese?
I did just see meatballs go fast, too.
Oh, you've already been
We did hit some buttons.
I was wondering if it was because...
Yeah, we've...
You're like, there's the bees.
So yeah, we have our...
I think it's because
I love the theme song.
We forgot that we had some sound effects, but we also could work on the school song right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, Eddie Angelo wrote the Buzz Media theme song.
That is
Wanna
true.
play it?
Yep, let's do it.
we're not getting a lot of volume off of that, so I'm...
Oh, it's turned on.
Oh, there we go.
How about this?
Get ready for the...
Love it, Hornets, love it, Hornets, love
You're writing words, it doesn't have words.
Love it, Hornets, love it, Hornets.
She's just
Go
ad-libbing on
Five,
this.
Win at the field hockey game. Go 5, win. Love it, Hornets. Love it, Hornets. Buzz.
That was beautiful.
Sorry
that
for
was
my
at the
shaking.
end
That
where
was
it ended
just
with
perfect.
Buzz. You know what?
Honestly, nuts.
There's a swarm.
So we're gonna do the second half.
I was just saying that I want, if I'm Leavitt, like if I'm Coach Morrison, I want them like really crashing into the cage. I want them swarming the cage. Yeah, that's what I
Oh,
want.
there's like a second sleeve? Wow.
You're like, from scratch.
Oh, so if like Jada Beatty falls, we should play that one.
Goal, you're like,
Thank you to our viewers for riding out the sound effects with us.
we do look in the chat. Are you guys looking in the chat?
We have. We've explained what a yellow card is. My grandmother's on there. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. You can take a break if you need to. All right, so we're coming back out. Leavitt. So Leavitt actually likes to be this is their preferred side of the field, as I have heard. They like to score on the home side. That's what they've said. So a lot of times if you, at the coin toss, you pick possession or field, So I want to see some, like, I need Leavitt to have a really high intensity right now. That's what I need.
They need to come out
They gotta
ready.
They got to come out buzzing.
Oh, what was that?
That was me, sorry.
I'm sorry if I just missed... If I didn't move the camera, I apologize.
The sound effects are really, it brings us to another level. All right, so Emma Beatty's got the ball going to space. So Belfast looks like they're almost playing like a contain kind of situation where they're like, hey, you know what? We'll kind of hang back. We'll see what happens.
Edie's just so fast.
Emma Beatty is very tall. We're the tall ones.
I'm not part of that group.
Me neither.
It's okay. It's just genetics. It's fine. Oh, Mally Buckley is a freshman, and she is in. She's in my class. I have her on Tuesday. Shout out to Mally Buckley. Big ball by Emma Beatty. Nice job. Jada Beatty stops it. Another ball in. Okay. Could have been a high ball call, but I think the refs are like, you know what? She's fine. Maybe because she's tall. All right, so let's see what Belfast does here. It did look like when they first started, they were going to play some contain. Just like, well, let it ride. Let's see what happens. All right, so Addie Walker with the ball here.
Sorry about my lag on that,
Oh, a little
everybody.
slip there. That definitely happens on the grass. Whoop. Let's see, Addie Twitchell here going against Shorey. She's got some good she has quick stick work. Right now she's kind of being triple teamed, but you also need to mark up. That's a big thing in the circle. It's kind of like man-to-man defense in basketball, you know. They're going to call
That's a
a
little
high.
pop.
They're going to call. I think it was kind of a high stick, or the ball went a little bit high, but I think they were worried more about the high stick initially, because you have a right to hit the ball, but you also can't, like, compromise someone's safety. That's a nice
Aerial right
aerial right
here.
there to Jada Beatty. So, see, like Belfast gave them space. You have to give the person receiving the ball space. Ainsley Berry here. Let's see what she can do. She's bringing it up, going to some space. I want to see her get to some space here. They're going to call that off of the feet. I would have self-started right there, but she's young, and I think she's thinking, you know what, let's get set up. Also fine. Either one is fine, but you can kind of have a preference here. So
Also
big ball by Beatty.
Beatty
Let's see it
taking
get
that.
touched here. Oh, nice shot on goal by Ainsley Berry. All right, so Leavitt's putting some pressure on here. Let's see what they can do with it. If I'm coach, I want people to get the ball on their stick and then make that shot. You don't want those sweeping hits where you're just hoping to make contact. It's like a one-time in softball.
A corner.
It
Yeah,
is
that
a
is a
corner.
corner.
So it's a corner for Leavitt. So if I want my girls to settle. I want them to really think about it, focus in together, talk about control, composure, and then make something happen. And if I'm Belfast coach here, I'm saying you get back on defense, because one goal, one goal, that's it. That's
That's
a
momentum
That's a
changer.
momentum changer.
Every time you
you're
say
right.
one goal, I just think Eminem. It's like
One
just a
shot,
song.
one opportunity. Let's see here.
I thought you meant Eminem the Candy. I got really confused for a second.
Looked like Addie Twitchell maybe popped up a little bit before she was finished with her swing there. It looked like it hit a Belfast player's foot, but I don't think it really changed the outcome there, so the official let that go, which I would agree with. I think everybody says we want officials to be, you don't want them to be in charge of the game. You want them, you don't want them to continue to insert themselves into the game. You want them to be fair and help keep the game going the way it needs to, which I think they're doing a pretty good job here. So I want Addie Twitchell to step up. Yep, that's the touch right there. So now Leavitt's got the ball here. Let's see what happens. And this is where you want that pressure. Leavitt has to put the pressure on here. If they want to make this happen, ball goes back 5 yards. I want a big ball in. Tipped up. I think they're going to let it. They were letting that go too, which, I mean, it's fair. I'd let it play. There we go. And I think Leavitt is trying to keep the ball away from number 16, in my opinion, which is Shorey, because she just has handles. You don't want your best. If you're playing defense, you don't want the best player to get the ball, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, so let's see what's going on here. So this was a good little burst of pressure here from the Hornets, but we want to see them continue with that. And Belfast, I mean, if their mission is to contain, they're doing it.
No,
Right?
They're doing a good job.
They're like, you can put pressure on us, but we're not, it's the bend, don't break mentality. It used to be the New England Patriots kind of defensive model, like bend, don't break. But now Patriots can't say that because they don't score enough points. So. Or throw interceptions across the field. That was terrible. All right, so let's see here.
Is that a long? I can't see that far right now.
Well, the long actually goes up to the 25 now. I think it just went out of bounds right there. So. All right, so this is where Leavitt's got to keep the pressure going. Sticks down, pick off these passes. Let's see what Jada Beatty, that's a great choice.
Open up space.
Jada Beatty's having a great game.
Yeah.
Shout out. Oh, there's Emma, sister. Nice control there. That should be 11. Oh, they're going to say, okay. I thought, are they calling for the long? Yeah, they are. Okay, I was going to say, because it kind of,
What's a long?
so long hit used to mean, so old school field hockey, if it went out of bounds, you had to put the ball on the sideline, like 5 yards off the line, was not ideal. So now that comes up to the top, but it has to move 5 yards. So basically when it goes out of bounds on the end. Let's see. There we go. There, ball's in. Let's go. Make it happen, right? There you go. Belfast staying calm. And Maddie Morin with a nice ball. That was a nice put. Like, that was really well placed by Maddie Morin.
Nice cross.
They're going to
That's
have a
gotta
good
go
team
home.
next
Just
year,
got to
too.
make it happen. Just got to keep scrumming. There we go. And they got a corner.
This is a young Leavitt team.
Yeah, they only have one. Emily
Emily.
Poland being the second senior who joined this year to play goalie.
Next year they're losing quite a few, though, aren't they?
Next year, yep, there's a big group. Yep. Some years, like a couple years ago, they had like 14 seniors. My class had like 12, I think.
That's like our class for softball.
Let's see, get a shot off here. Let's go, Emma Beatty. Yeah, there we go. Oh, hit the post, and there's a, oh, they're going to call a stroke.
Who's gonna take it?
So that ding, if you heard it, was the ball hitting the post.
That was from Beatty, right?
So was it
Yeah,
off of?
that was a nice ball by
But
Beatty.
here's the thing: was it 12 that made the call happen?
I think so. I'm not quite positive. But if there's any kind of interference where I think they're calling strokes more than they used to, but basically it's like if you cause an interference here, so this is Addie Twitchell. So as you can see, when the goalie has to have their heels on the end line.
They can't be like in
has
a-
to be on. Yep, has to be. Okay. So this is a big deal. This is a game changer moment. Addie Twitchell looks like she's probably in like a corner, like a top
She's a top.
corner. She's a top corner kind of girl. And there's a goal.
Did that go top? I didn't get a chance to see
It was about waist time. So we now have a goal here from Addie Twitchell. So now it is 2-1. This is exactly what Belfast would not want. Right? Oh, let's get a sound. There's a goal. Sure. Sure. So that's a goal. So if you're Belfast, that's not what you wanted, right?
And
If
but
they're
your
their
top
coach, they're
corner-
like, hey, we cannot do that.
One of the top corners is like the dur, 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 dur.
All right, so here we go. Let's see. I mean, this should be for Leavitt. This is exactly what you needed. For Belfast, they've got to hang tough here. And with number 16,
Whoa.
I think she just wiped out. I think it's her shoes. I think it's her. I think she has more of like a
She got a turf.
turf shoe rather than like a cleat. Because there are some turf shoes that are kind of good for both, but I don't think hers are, and that's not a. That's just
I've heard
everyone
from
has a
our
preference in
field
shoes.
hockey players that our field is not good for people who play on turf.
No, and we have actually our field's very nice. We have a very nice field hockey field for grass.
It's flat compared to a lot of our other fields,
yes.
especially our soccer field.
A lot of love goes into this field. Not just from like a historical standpoint. What's
Yeah.
that?
I'm gonna play this because it says Sound 24, but I don't know what it is.
Okay.
So you guys are gonna tell me.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm back on the. I'm back
We're really
on the
just,
camera.
We're just testing things out. Sorry. We're just
new
happy
to us.
We're just happy to be here.
I'm waiting for something.
Living life, having fun.
Yep. So this is great pressure from Maddie Morin. Great defense. Oh, nice move.
She's quite tall too.
She is tall. There's some tall girls on this team because Olivia Miller is tall. Addie Walker's tall.
Beaties.
The Beaties are tall. Emma Beaty's really tall.
Jade is pretty tall though too.
Yeah, I kind of forget because Emma's just a lot
Beaty's
taller.
just
Nice job by Ainsley Berry. Nice quick. She's got really quick passing. You can tell she plays probably year round would be my guess.
yeah, she's good.
So I
Playing
want to see
varsity as a
sticks down.
freshman.
Yep, and scoring. She scores a lot.
I heard.
So let's see here. Izzy Gates, number 16. She uses her body, but a lot of times if you're in control of the ball, they're gonna give it to you. But if you're kind of losing control or you're kind of jostling like that, a lot of times officials will say like, if I was 16, if I was her coach, I would say, hey, just like
Calm down a little.
careful, like because if she's out, that's a big difference, right? And you don't want her out. 'Cause
She scored there.
Right, she scored. She has great control of the ball, but the physicality part can be tough. Emma Beatty, stay low. Sorry, Emma Beatty is in my HBT.
You've given her tips before, haven't you?
We talk field hockey in our room sometimes. So let's see what happens here because Leavitt's. There's some pressure here for sure. Whoops, stay
Did
low.
you say she probably has like one of the hardest hits?
Yeah, she's probably got the hardest shot on the team right now, for sure.
I'm sorry.
And sometimes when you're just tall,
She
right?
makes momentum. With that.
Yeah, well, part of it. What you taking physics?
Levers.
You taking physics?
I am.
Right. You think about like length and
Pendulum.
acceleration, right? Yeah, right. Nice job by Mally Buckley. I know the girls have said they really love playing with Mally. She's a good communicator, and she's pretty aggressive, which is what as a freshman, you want a girl that's going to play hard. You don't care who's out there as long as they're playing hard and they make a difference. So.
So her and Ainsley are like the two.
Yep, two freshmen that play quite a bit. And I know there's a couple other girls that definitely get in too. Even the JV. JV's had a great season
They
so far
lost?
as well. They did lose to the alumni, but that's just because we're amazing.
My aunt played in that game, I think.
She did?
My aunt Heather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I
played
didn't
together.
even know she played.
So one of the things that Emma Beaty's got to watch out for is they don't like if you're running and you bring your stick up like that, up and over. It's like a sweep swing move over. A lot of officials do not like that. So Emma Beatty should be careful. Maybe they've
give her a
relaxed
flag
on it.
for it?
You can get a card for it. It's pretty rare. Usually they'll just give you a warning, but because sometimes it's instinct. It's hard. Ainsleyberry.
Especially if you're trying not to like hit them too.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what happens here. The officials are, it's going to be a Leavitt ball. So if you're Leavitt, you want to put the pressure on. You need to do it.
If they end in a tie, we'll just go to like another.
They would go to overtime, yes.
Does it ever become a shootout?
In high school games, I think that they'll end in a tie. In playoff games, they will do they'll do overtime periods, then they do corners, where they do sets of corners for each team.
I think the
And
game
then-
that we went to, it went to corners.
Yep, and then after
Last year.
corners, it'll switch up to. Yeah, they've got turf shoes on. That's an oopsie for Belfast. Stay in control, Emma. Oh, I'm so sorry. All right, so at this point we're under 4 minutes left. I don't think the ball has really crossed. It really hasn't been in the circle for the Leavitt defense here, which is, I mean, obviously that's what you want. Obviously for Belfast, that's not what you want. But if Belfast's goal has been to contain, they've, aside from the penalty stroke goal, like they're kind of playing like it's like a prevent defense kind of a thing. They're just letting it go. Mally Buckley. It's a good job stepping up. I mean, as a freshman, a lot of times being nervous against these teams, but she's stepping up and she's like keeping her stick down. She's really staying true to her fundamentals, which is what you want. I'm gonna take off my headset and yell at Emma Beatty from up here.
Yeah.
She's tired.
They look really tired. Mm-hmm. Both Beatties do.
Maddie Morin with a nice touch. Maddie's been on varsity since her freshman year. Ooh, nice job. Goalie went down. So they're going to say coming out, I believe. So basically meaning it's going to be Belfast ball, it looks like.
Do they ever stop the clock?
If they do cards, injuries, timeouts.
You'll hear a whistle, and then you'll see the X go
Yeah,
above
they'll
the
make like
ref.
a up over their head. Yeah. So 2.5 minutes left. Things are moving pretty quick here. This is an intense game. These girls are going to be very tired after this.
Yeah.
So we'll see here. See what Leavitt can do here. Yep, going backwards when you've got a bunch of people. That's a nice ball by Olivia Miller. Right into space. Just, they were ready. And if you're the Belfast coach, you want number 13 to. She had the time. You want her to take that extra second just to get her feet around. Oh, looks like either timeout or conversation. So sometimes players get addressed for their mouth guard. If their mouth guard isn't in their mouth, they can get called for that.
So that she's
out
for
right
2
now.
minutes right now.
Yep.
for
So she's
that.
out for pretty much the rest of the game.
No, it's a different player. It was 16 the first time, wasn't it? Or was it 13?
No,
Isn't it 2 minutes?
Well, there's only 2 minutes left in this period
Yeah.
or quarter. But sometimes they do get called for their mouth guards
If they like chewing on it.
if it's not tight to their mouth. So that could have been the call, or it could have been a physicality thing. But in these games, they're going to be more physical because the intensity level is just higher,
What they call that?
That was a feat.
outside the circle.
So now they got to go 5 yards. They've got to move 5 yards before it can go in the circle. So they did that. So now it's in. This is where Leavitt's got to go. You got to go. There's the corner. So a third party on that one in the sense that, Maddie was containing the ball but physically couldn't get to it because of the player. So you can obstruct with your body. Comes out kind of like a moving screen situation here. Anything in the chat?
Someone said yes, Leavitt for a goal, and
Okay.
Grandma was back.
Oh, hey, Graham. Welcome back. All right. So this is Leavitt's got to do something here. You got to do something. Oh, okay. So they're going to say a little bit of interference there. If again, in that case, Emma Beatty couldn't get to the ball because of the obstruction. So it got in the way. Right. And let's see. Okay, ball's in. Oh! I was not expecting that. I thought it was going out. Holy cow.
What is this now? Is it just
So
Belfast?
it went off of a Leavitt foot. So now it's coming out for
I don't
Belfast.
think anyone was expecting that.
No, that was a hard ball. That was a good one. It's almost like when Emma can't think about it, her fundamentals take over and she hits that ball super hard. But sometimes, if you have time to think about it, you almost start to you make those little micro adjustments, and it can cause just not as great of a hit. So there's 23 seconds. So if Leavitt, I would get the ball in the circle and I would get a corner because if time runs out and you get that corner, you get to play it out, just like Belfast did. right? So Belfast is going to take their time. Their coach is probably saying, slow this game down. Go, go, go. Drive it in. Let's go. It's outside 25. Drive the ball. They almost had it. All right. That was a big quarter/period for Leavitt. Big one. That was very, very important. They had to do that. If they didn't do that, we would be having a much more nervous conversation here. If I'm Belfast, I am saying we are slow to our free hits. Well, it would kind of depend. But they're up, right? And so they want they want the clock to run.
They don't have that cushion anymore like they did with 2 points up.
Right. So you're thinking like, okay, this is the closest game we've had. A lot of and Leavitt's responding. They did get a penalty stroke. They've had a lot of corners. I don't have a stat book with me, but I'm pretty positive Belfast did not have a corner in that third.
I do not believe so.
So that's something as their coach they're saying like, you know what, we're not giving ourselves any opportunities to score here. So you're thinking, I need that ball. We need to get it in that circle. Because honestly, once it's there, like it could be anything. Like anything can happen.
Dangerous place right there.
It is, right?
I feel like I would not want to be a goalie in this sport.
Miss Kelly and I have both played goalie in college.
I feel like you would play goalie.
We both we never got to practice with our sticks because if you're a field player and you go to goalie, you rely on your stick so much that
Let's just say at Castleton when I was in goal, I literally played with my stick instead of my feet.
Yeah.
Like I tried to dribble the ball out because I've always been trained as a field player.
Yeah. I was a little more willing to use my feet than her. Was that the same season or different seasons? We both played it the same season, and then I had to play it for 8 games. She played it for 3.
Did you guys just not have a goalie?
Our goalie had this really rare condition called Chiari's syndrome, where her brain sat too far down on her brainstem. She was a really great goalie, wonderful person, but basically it would cause her to have almost like anaphylactic reactions. And our coach at the time had not recruited a second goalie. So I recruited Kristen Capon to come up as soon as she graduated from here, and she was phenomenal. We won 2 conference championships in a row. But that year, I had to play goalie. My first game was against Bates, actually. Home, so. I think that's a good idea. All right, so this is big. This is big. If you are Coach Marson, you're telling your girls, dig deep, keep pushing, keep fighting, because they just owned that period. If you're Belfast, you're thinking regain control. We have had control over all of our games this whole season. We know how to be in control, and we need to do it.
Working with space right now, which is something that
Petey's good at that.
Yep, she is good in space, for sure. So if I'm Belfast, I'm saying don't give her that space. Like, crowd her, because as soon as you crowd her...
Especially, she's probably a lot faster than...
Well, she's got strides, right? She's probably taller than Mally Buckley with her legs. It's not
I know when I stand next to her, I feel like a midget.
It's a little person. That's what they prefer.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Now you know. The more you know. Rainbow. I'm going to put a rainbow over your head. The more you know. All right, I'm going to lean out the window. All right, Maddie Morin is definitely stepping up this half. I feel like she's been more aggressive, which is good. Like, sometimes you need a player that's like, I'm going to take this into my hands and I'm going to make it happen. You want that. There was an aerial. Oh, hey. We should just call her and let her talk into one of the microphones. Tell her the score. Oh, wait, we don't have a score thing, do we? You can tell her it's 2-1. Addie Twitchell, nice control there. Ooh, nice jab. That was a good jab. It was really close. That number 13. What is her name? I'm so sorry. Hallie Tarbucks. She had a nice jab there, but it just was the follow through afterwards. I think that's what got her. It's not the Skowhegan shave. Skowhegan defenders. They learned this move where you lay your stick at like a perfect angle and you like almost like just
you can like just hook it and pull it right back to yourself.
It's called a shave move. We had a teammate named Lori that she was from Skowhegan, and the shave move
was hers.
Yeah,
I got it once or twice. But
she
it was
owned
never
the
my
shave. She owned it. It's like it's a specific angle you have to hold your stick at, and then you also have to be like quick. You know,
like
a jab.
low enough, but like
it's like a block tackle and a jab put together, but it's at a completely different angle. It's weird.
Is there captains?
Yes, Emma Beatty's a captain.
Is that like the thing around their leg?
Yep, that's with the little black and white
her,
stripe.
Addie.
Yep. Her and Addie and Maddie, I think.
Oh.
Yep, because it goes on the shin guard. It's easier to see.
Especially against their pink socks.
And this because of the sticks, too. Like, your arms are always kind of... Yep. Nice ball there. Good hit. So, I mean, for Belfast, this is a move. This is a strategy for them. It's like,
Ooh,
just use
send
the
it.
time. Cross it, cross it, cross it. You got... Ooh, there we go. Yep, Emma Beatty going to space. Here she goes.
That girl's coming.
Yeah, well, that's what you want. I mean, you want something like, you got to think someone's got to put pressure on, right? That was Lawless DeRocher putting the pressure on. This is what Leavitt wants. Leavitt needs it. They got to go. Oh, nice move there. So I'm thinking they're going to say that number 3 didn't give her the 5 yards to start the play. Because you have to give a respectable space to approach the ball.
Just a corner then?
They are going to call the corner, I think, because she was close enough. Yeah, I think sometimes if you don't give the 5 yards and they've warned you about it too, they can call it a
This
corner.
big.
This is big. You are correct.
Oh, hold on.
Strong call here.
Late to my duties.
Miss Kelly on the camera. Let's see, Emma. Yep, you want her to make that. You want that shot, right? If you're the player, you want that shot. Ainsley Berry on the rebound. It's going to hit a Leavitt foot. So Leavitt needs to turn around and go quick because they need to get this ball back. Emma Beatty. Oh, long legs. Got to bend more. Taller you are, the more you got to bend. More quads. Whoop. Oh, yeah. So and that these are all that totally happens because you are moving fast and you are trying to. It's
Set
a lot. It's
yourself
the
and hit it.
coordination of doing. It's like the pat your head and rub your stomach thing. Let's see what Mally Buckley can do here. It looks like it's gonna go out.
Oop, and I'm still zoomed in. I apologize, everyone.
Oh, there we go. Let's see
Katie.
what Katie Seroy can do here. She's scrumming. They're going to give her the... she just outside, or are they giving her the corner? Just outside, I think. Yep. So this is where the ball has to go
She's
5
little and
yards.
quick.
So Emma...
You'll also find that her pullbacks, she uses them strategically and plays into the individual's feet, especially
we
once
go.
you get
Let's
time
see what
into
happens
the...
here. It was a nice play, but I can't tell what number that was, the defender. I think it was 13. I do think it was Hallie Tarbucks. She just had made a nice play on defense there. She just stayed low and in control, That's what you got to do. If I'm Belfast, I'm thinking, take that ball, go wide. Oh, I wouldn't go that way. That's a pickable pass. I mean, it
Wasn't,
worked,
though.
but we don't ever want to cross your own goal.
As
That
a
doesn't
defender,
sound
that
too
is a
smart.
no-no.
Yep. And then the issue is sometimes it pays off, and then you do it again and it gets picked off, just like Mac Jones against the Cowboys.
That's just ungood.
This isn't good. Uh-oh. There we go.
What's that, corner?
This is the corner. So the goalie has a right to get to the ball just as much as the player does.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times goalies will be kind of passive in that, and Emily is not. She's like a catcher. She knows, I have a right to the plate.
Oh, she's not afraid.
No,
of
and so that's the
contact.
same thing here. So I think number 3 was kind of surprised because I think a lot of people know she's a new goalie, but she is not scared, and I think Belfast just had to learn that. Number 3 had to learn that one, so I'm very sorry, Lawless.
Emily's had
DeRocher.
contact at the plate before.
I would also, if you are a Belfast person watching and you know number 3, just let her know that she enters the circle before the play starts, and she can get kicked out of a corner for that, just as an FYI for somebody from Belfast. So they're going to call a hat call there. So yeah, anyone who knows Lawless DeRocher, give her a heads up. Oh. Hey, Belfast girls, let number 3 know that if she enters the circle too early, she'll get booted from the corner because she just did it. I don't want her to get in trouble next time. Just care about field hockey, regardless of the team. All right, so this is where Leavitt's got it. Leavitt's got to go here. Ainsley Berry controlled it to Maddie Morin.
Do people try to throw hit people's feet with it just so they get the ball?
Sometimes if you know, it is kind of a strategy. If you know that you're not gonna win that situation,
Katie does it.
People dump it
Katie
into people's
does it?
feet.
Katie does it.
Yeah, if you know you're not gonna win it. Played a girl from St. Joe's that did that a lot. Or for her as a defender, if she knew she couldn't beat you, she would just throw her leg out. And it's just an obstruction. you know.
As long as you're not in a circle, it stops the play and keeps it from progressing.
So I know in like basketball, if you're going out of bounds, you just
Yeah,
throw it off
so
the other person.
Number 14, Danielle Hickok. I'm so sorry. That sounds terrible, me trying to figure this out. I'm so sorry. Like, I will learn these names, but then it's like, you would almost rather me just say the number than really screw up your name. So I'm really sorry, because I got a name that gets screwed up a
Why
lot.
are they? That's another thing too. Is
So they're going
when
to say
there's
that
aerials,
wasn't an improperly handled aerial.
Like she got it above
you
her
should.
head.
You have to let it
Yeah.
at least enter into your space.
You got to like
towards your
try to
feet.
make a move here. So Jada Beatty working hard here. This is a scrum. This is like a scrum in rugby where they're both just battling for the ball. Battle for the ball.
She's holding her own right
Used
now.
to be my favorite thing.
Scrums. Basically, you're both in a block tackle, and it's like, well, I'm lower than you. And it's like, well, no, now we're even. And then it's just a fight for the ball. So I'm worried for number 16. I think as the game's starting to get more intense, I'm worried about her physicality because she's already been kind of watched for it twice. And the officials are starting to get a little frustrated. I think the Belfast coach actually just called a timeout. Oh, nope. There
Nope.
it is.
So that was on 3.
Yep, that is Lawless DeRocher.
She's the girl who took the tumble in the.
Yep.
That's Emily.
Yeah, and I have no issue with teams that play physical. I really don't. But the other thing is, if you're going to be physical, you got to be aware that if a team gives it back to you, you got to be ready for it.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably the first team that Belfast has played where they were like, nope, we're going to match. Like, we're going to match that physicality. And Cindy Place says, not up in this place. Not up in here. Yeah, Miss Kelly just hit her face off of the camera. Thoughts and prayers. So if I'm Leavitt, you got to go. This is it.
Come on, Beatty.
Quick shots here. You just
Follow.
need the shots.
You gotta make sure that you
need
follow.
the shots. Sticks down, charging the ball here. You just need all shots are appreciated. This is where it gets scrummy. Nice clear there, but they're gonna say, well, I think it was actually obstruction on the clear as well. But in those cases, it's hitting feet. It's hit. There's hacks. There's marks.
Can't
there's
really call
pushing.
everything
It
in
is.
there.
When the ball's in the circle that long like that, it gets very messy, and you could almost
can't
call
see anything
You could
either.
almost call something for either team at that point. But you're looking, like Leavitt wearing the pink socks can help, but it can also hurt because if you are the one, they can tell it's a pink sock versus,
A blue.
which Leavitt obviously is wearing pink in honor of Coach Ward for October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as we honor the passing of our alumni coach here, Miss Ward.
So that's coming out.
That is coming out. I want sticks down. That's a big ball. Yeah, that's a high one.
That
Yep.
hit Katie, didn't it?
Yep, it did. And I never have an issue with a high ball. It's gonna happen. They're fine. You know what I
Can't
mean?
hit
Like,
everything perfect.
no, and the intensity, the pressure, the exhaustion, trying to do it quick, trying to get it out there, trying to hit it hard. It's gonna happen. It's totally fine. I hit one of my own players in the collarbone one time on a free hit, so it's fine. It happens. It was an accident.
Probably left a mark.
I'm sure it did. Emma Beatty cutting to the ball here. Oh, just hard to keep it on your stick. Oh, nice save. Oh, little slipperoo.
Maybe the grass is
Nice
just
job by
slippery.
Mally Buckley.
Send in somebody.
Oh, that should be a high ball. Yeah, it is. And I totally understand that too. You're trying to get it out. And you're like, I'm never.
Just
If
in a
I'm that coach,
hurry.
I'm never getting upset with that defender for getting that corner. I'm never going to be upset with her because you know what? She's just trying to get the ball out. She's doing what she can. She's cutting to a ball that's already bouncing. So pressure's on here. Almost 4.5 minutes left. Running time. Tick, 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 tick. Oh, they're going to let it go.
I don't know how.
Oh, Emma Beatty.
Keeping
All right,
that head down.
She's got to turn and be ready. Every opportunity. Hey, I've done that in a playoff game before. It's all right. It happens. But that's the thing. In field hockey, you've got to keep moving. You can't
dwell on
sit
the
there and
mistake.
think
You just
about
gotta
it.
pick
You've
up
got to
and
keep
go.
going. That's just what the options are. You have to keep going. You have to keep playing.
They can't let this ball go across.
Nice job by Olivia Miller. Nice job. Oh. This sounds weird. You can tell by the way that she blows her whistle, there's a tone to it.
Sure, you understand that.
I do. And Emma just looked at me like I had 6 cents, but there is. So this is where, this is a breakaway. Honestly, if you're Leavitt, you got to foul. You got to do something. Nice touch there by Addie Walker, actually. So this is where sticks need to be down. They're going to call a hack on Belfast. This is This is one of those games. This is a big time. Emma Beatty's got to cut to that
Beatty.
ball. But number 13 was ready. But, like, Leavitt's got to go. Like, you can't just stand and wait. You got to go. You got to go.
And again,
Yep,
they
she
didn't
got the
give,
corner. No, that's
so
smart. They
again,
didn't give her the
that's
space.
like
That's
you
a
didn't give
very,
the space.
That's a heads-up play by Shori, for sure. For Shori. So this is their first corner of the half, right?
Yeah.
So this is big. Like, Leavitt cannot, if you're Leavitt, you cannot give this up right now. Because if you do,
You gotta clear.
you're going to
get it
shut
back
down.
to that
They're going to
half.
shut down if this is the goal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they can't let a goal happen here.
Stick down. That's a
Nice job. Wow, big moment. Touch it, touch it. There we go. Oh, okay, that hit some feet, but again, it didn't really change much, so they're going to let it go. I want Maddie. Yeah, Maddie Morin should go to space, get control, get composure. Oop. And again, so like number 9, yeah, like that stick was high, but it wasn't near anybody. So again, it's safe.
getting
It's
ping
fine.
pongy on the camera. I apologize, everybody.
Okay, these officials are starting to have a rough go here.
We're getting a little rough though.
Yep, no, both teams are playing physical. This is Izzy Gates is now going. This is what happens in a physical game, and honestly, you can't say that like, okay, Belfast is playing too physical. Well, I mean, Leavitt's going to match that energy a little bit too. So, I mean, this is Cindy Place's way of saying, you know what, we got to calm this down. Like, I know it's an intense game. I know it's a 1-goal game. I know it's been back and forth, but we cannot just give this. Like, you can't just use. They're using their bodies beyond.
Reasonable.
Yep, that's a good word.
Oh, ow! That's a rough.
That's a
place-
rough ball.
Space.
There we go. Like, that's a perfect spot for an aerial. Yep, and then number 16 just didn't give her the space that's required on that. But number 16, she cuts onto the ball really well. If I'm Coach Morrison, I'm considering a timeout. I want my girls to regroup. I want them to really,
You got less than 2 minutes.
less than 2 minutes. I would want to regroup and just say, remember our focus here. We've been in charge. We cannot give it up now because we're tired, That's a high ball. Nice touch by Katie Seroy. Nice touch. Oh, but who's it? Okay, you can't stand behind those defenders, and that's a younger player, but, stand behind those defenders. They're going to get to it before you. Let's see Olivia Miller gaining control here. Control is very important. Olivia Miller does a nice job of staying calm when she gets the ball. She doesn't let a defender really pressure her into changing what she thinks is probably the right move for her. But this is big. I mean, there's a minute left. Belfast is thinking, use the clock, use it, take up time. If I was Belfast, I wouldn't even try to score a goal right now. I would be thinking, get the ball into space and get it away. From Leavitt. And I'm not sure they know how much time is left, but for them, I would have let that ball go right out of bounds. Oh,
That's not.
So technically, it is a Belfast goal because it was touched by a Belfast player. It did go off of a Leavitt player, but it was hit by a Leavitt player into the circle. That's a very unfortunate moment.
Bad.
That's it. Like, that is a wind out of your sails moment. But if you're, move the ball. Don't give up. Keep going, right? You've been able to get this close this whole time. If you can a lot can happen in 30 seconds.
Stop and go. Stop.
Yep, stop it. Stop. Oh, you're welcome.
Fantastic commentary.
Oh, thanks, Miss B. She teaches here.
Who?
Miss Pashkovsky.
Ow! I did it again.
All right, so let's see here. There's 8 seconds left.
I'm like-
Obviously, Belfast is
I'm
thinking.
trying to get the angles
go very
for
slow.
people to see
Belfast
these corners
is thinking,
and
let's get out of here. We don't
like
want to come back
smack
here.
my head onto this.
Okay, well, that concludes the game. 3-1. That's a rough ending for Leavitt.
It's a close game.
No, this was a close game. If I'm these girls, I'm thinking this is a close game.
We
We came out and showed up
way.
against the team that everybody said watch out for, and they played really, really strong. For Belfast, I'm thinking let's get the heck out of here. I don't want to come back here. I don't want to play Leavitt again because we got lucky on a touch at the end.
Are they in the same conference?
They are. They're both Class B. I believe that Belfast is in the north and Leavitt is in the south.
They could meet
But
again.
if I'm Belfast, I'm thinking, let's get out of here. I don't want to come back. Great game for both teams. This is the kind of field hockey that you want to see. Intense, good passing, good moves, and a little bit of luck on for both teams. This is Caroline Labrie, Janika Kelly, and Ashley Roberts, and thanks for watching. Have a good night.